Hello everyone. My name is Julie Galarraga. I'm part of the Elite Realty Dream Team. And today we're going to talk about protesting your taxes. Something that's very, very important. We had talked about it just a few minutes ago in Spanish. So if you have some questions, you're more than welcome. If you heard the Spanish episode, you're more than welcome to ask questions. Or if you know someone that owns a home and they are currently kind of sad or complaining about their property taxes, this is the video they need to be watching. So it's about protesting. So we're gonna give it a couple of minutes, and while you're getting your lunch ready, your coffee, your water ready to go, we are gonna start in just a couple of minutes to allow people to jump into this live with us. And we are here with the Dream Team. We have Victor, Woo! Omar, Woo! Daniel, hey. Selene, and we also have Mantis, Ingrid, and Elizabeth. And we also have a special guest, Aaron, with us here today. But part of the Dream Team, together, we make the difference and we bring information that is valuable to you. Remember that having the knowledge is power, but not only having the knowledge and having the power, you want to execute on that knowledge. And that's exactly what we're going to do today during lunch. So we're going to start with sharing the appraised value notice. So I'm going to go ahead and share one from the team members. They went ahead and shared this with us. This is the Williamson County property value notice, and I want to go ahead and share it with you guys. If you notice, it shows the 2022 and 2023 values. There's Instagram and Facebook. So we are simultaneously having this meeting in Facebook and Instagram. So this is the appraised value that we have. And in the back, we also have the values and the discounts of the county. It also specifies how much of your property taxes go to certain departments, like if a school district or any other ways is specified back here. So you do receive these notices at the beginning of the year, around March, April timeframe. And this is the Williamson County one. And then a few weeks later, when you receive that, you receive your protest. And that's what the video today is about, protesting your taxes. And there's 3 ways we can talk about that you can protest your taxes. But when you receive your protest, hold on, this is the form you get in the mail. You will get this form, and you can either fill it out and mail it in, or you can do it online. Usually when you are sent this form, they also send you comparables of how they got to your property value. So you can look at those property values. But one of the ways I like to and advise people to protest their taxes is using a company called ProTax. And what they do is they protest the taxes on your behalf. They only charge you if there is a savings. If there is no savings, there is no charge. One thing I like to talk about, and actually this happened a couple of days ago, one of my clients called me and shared their appraised value with me, and their appraised value was at $259 for the area he bought. And since I was the agent that helped them, I was like, you know what? That $259 property value is amazing. I would not advise for you to protest your taxes. You want to protest when it's definitely a lot more than what the area is selling for. So just keep in mind that protesting might not be the best option for you. So we've already talked about one option of protesting, which is doing it through a company called ProTax. If you want more information, you can ask anyone from the Dream Team. You can send us a message through Elite Realty. And the other way you can protest is by sending out this form. If you do not have this form, which actually was a question that was asked to us in the Spanish video, what about if you don't receive this form? If you don't receive this form by mid-April, you want to go ahead and call your county and ask them if they can send one to you via email, or you might log into the portal, because nowadays a lot of counties are switching into doing things digitally. So I just had a client with Travis County do a protest online, and immediately she received a response back a day or 2 ago. And she submitted it, and a day or 2 later, she received a a response to her protest, and definitely was lower. It was a lot lower than what they had it before. So she went ahead and agreed to it, and the case was closed. So they will send you the response because they basically want to get to an agreement. They don't want to take this to a hearing. And that was actually the third option. You can go into a hearing. A hearing will require you to come with evidence, just like a court, because you want to prove your case of why your property taxes should be lower than what they are showing for you. And you do bring your evidence, and the way it looks, because I have been to one of these, there's 3 people in front of you and you're sitting in the middle talking about properties and the property value of your home. They will ask you, okay, well, if you believe your property amount is X, what evidence do you have? And you will provide you evidence. I am a big believer that everybody should have a really good relationship with a real estate agent. And if you don't have a really strong relationship with your real estate agent, please work on that. Your real estate agent, your friend, they're there for you, and they're there to assist you. Not only to sell or help you buy or sell a home, they're also there to help you protest your taxes or answer any questions that you may have. Sometimes I get calls about lawyers, and I have real estate lawyers or lawyers that I can refer my clients to. So it's very important that you have that really nice relationship with your real estate agent. So to backtrack and recap what I said, the 3 ways are using ProTaxed, which is a company that only charges you if there's a savings. The second way is using the paper that is provided to you to protest your taxes, and you will need evidence to send with that document. You might ask yourself, where do I get these evidence? Again, your real estate agent can help you by sending you a list of comparables in your area. And the number 3 is scheduling a hearing. Those are the 3 ways you can actually protest your taxes. If they send you an agreement or an amount for both of you to agree on, just review it, call your agent, and maybe you don't need to go to court or you don't need to go to the hearing, because both sides, the county and that client, found a middle price or middle grounds they can agree on. If you have any questions, please send them through our social medias. Right now, live, we're welcome to take any. And I believe we got a couple of questions. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, first question. How much can a family save on their monthly payment once they protest their property tax?
So remember that when you protest your property taxes, it does not take an effect immediately. It actually takes time. And it all depends on when they do your escrow analysis. I believe next week we will be talking about escrow with the lovely Selene.
May 12th.
May 12th, sorry. May 12th we will be talking about escrow. And it is important for us to know, okay, what is in our escrow account and how often does it get reviewed? Because usually it gets reviewed once a year. So any discounts or any homesteads you filed is not going to happen instantly. It usually takes about a year. So great question. Do we have any other questions?
Yes. If my property value is lower, will my taxes decrease?
So if the value of your home is less, then your taxes are based on that. So let's say, I'll use the example of my clients whose home is actually valued around $350,000, but their homestead, this document that they received, the value, let me show you. This right here for 2023 showed $259,000. So in his case, the taxes are based on the $259,000. They're not based on the $350,000 value of the home, because he has a homestead. He's got that protection. But what the county is appraising his home with the protection, it was $259,000. So the taxes are based on that. And so let's say you protest your taxes, and because remember, you got to do it on or before May the 15th. But let's say you protest your taxes, and from $380,000, they lower your taxes to $320,000. Well, your bill of taxes is gonna go based on the 320, not the 350. But this bill won't be paid until December. So it's a cycle. So first you receive the appraised value. Second, you receive the protest. And then third, you receive the bill. So I'm gonna show you the bill to give you an idea how it looks. This is the bill. You don't pay this bill, but this is the bill your mortgage company receives to pay the taxes. And these taxes are due by the end of December. So you don't pay for this because this amount is escrowed into your monthly payment. But just know that you receive that bill for you to know how much your mortgage company is sending that county. So that's very important for you to know, because at the end of the day, you want to know how much money there is on your escrow account. Do we have any other questions or?
Yes. In your personal opinion, do you recommend handling the protest yourself or hiring the professionals?
I am a big believer you hire the professionals to do the professional items that they do. So hiring a company like Protext, and actually let's say you do it this year. You hire them, you send them all your properties if you have multiples. You can send them one if you have one. But what they do is every year, they'll look into seeing if they can find you a savings on your property. If they cannot find your savings, they're not gonna charge you. If they can find your savings, they will have a charge for that. But again, I would recommend having a professional do what they do best. That's what they do day in and day out. And I believe we have a question in-house.
Actually, too. Do you have a percentage of how much they charge you?
I believe is half of the savings. So let's say they save you $1,000, they would charge you $500. But that could have changed. And there is actually about 2 or 3 companies out there. I just know of this one. But again, you can Google protest taxes companies in Austin, Texas. But I know Protext has been around for a long time. Many years, 20, 30 years. So do we have, go ahead.
Another one. So if taxes are lower than last, or the value is lower than last year's, more likely your monthly payment is gonna go.
It's gonna go down a little bit, but it's not gonna go down instantly. Remember, because it takes a whole year when they do your escrow analysis. So let's say your escrow analysis is done every February. One of my properties is done on February's. So in February of next year, they'll do the escrow analysis and they'll let me know, hey, your payment is gonna lower, or this is your new payment. And when that happens, then that takes an effect, usually 2 payment cycles. So it probably won't take an effect till May, in my case. But that's why understanding and watching these videos, asking your realtor, asking us questions, we're here to assist you. So please ask away. Do we have any other questions from anyone listening? Or
we have a comment from one of our realtor partners here on the team, and they say that usually it is 40% of the savings that they charge.
Awesome. Yeah, there you go. And like I said, it depends on each company. So I would call each company. And I would also believe the more properties you have, there's something that you could do about that. But again, asking is very essential. So any other questions that we may have, or connection live? No? Well, thank you guys so much for being part of our Facebook Lives. We're super excited because we're going to have them every Friday for you. So when you're having lunch, you can grab your lunch, you can grab your coffee, your drink, and have lunch with us. And remember that if you have any questions, send them through. If there's a Facebook Live that you would like us to do, please send us, and we would love to feed you and give you the information you need. On behalf of the entire Elite Realty Dream Team, we're grateful and thankful to the opportunity that you provide us to serve you with information. And if you need anything else, we're here to assist you. Love you guys. Bye.